December 2nd, 2020 customary units length. What are the rules of converting customary units of length? All right, so we're going to make our rules here. So what we're going to do is take a look at these. For example, the first one, feet to inches. Well, from our vocabulary, if we look back at our vocabulary, I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot, or 1 foot is 12 inches. So if I have 1 foot here equals 12 inches, how do I get from 1 to 12? Well, from 1 to 12, I multiply by what? 12. We multiply by 12. Easy peasy. So I'm going to multiply by 12. I can do this down here. Yeah, I'll put it down here. Perfect. All right, now, if I go the opposite way, if I look down here on the bottom right, inches to feet, well, again, I know there's 12 inches in 1 foot, so I'm going to put inches on this side, the 12, and then 1 foot on this side. How do I get from 12 to 1? Follow that arrow. Remember those arrows? 12 to 1. I divide by 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1. So inches to feet, you're going to divide by 12. All right, now let's take a look up here from feet to yards. How many feet are in a yard? Well, if I look up here, with our vocab, 1 yard is 3 feet. So here, I have 1 yard is going to be 3 feet, which I need to make a lot more of these ones. So now we have that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So I have 3 feet equals 1 yard. How do I get from feet to yards? So how do I get from 3 to 1? Well, 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So we're going to divide by 3. Divide by 3. All right, how do I go? So instead of feet to yards, let's look at yards to feet. So I know there's 1 yard for 3 feet. Whew. There's 3 feet in a yard. How do I get from 1 to 3? Oh yeah, multiply by 3. We've been doing these in ratio tables. The only thing that we need to practice is learning how many feet are in a yard and how many inches are in a foot and so on. You will get information such as this, miles to yards and miles to feet. So these are what we're going to look at first with the yards and the feet and the miles. So here, this one, miles to feet. Well, if we look at our conversion table, miles to feet, there's 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. So 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. So 5,280. All right. Whoop. It's going to go a little bit into... Oh, man, I don't have a 0. Ah! Let me steal one. Sorry, guys. Perfect. Okay, so 5,280. So how do I get from 1 to 5,280? Oh, yeah, I'm going to multiply by 5,280. So multiply by 5,280. All right, opposite of miles to feet would be feet to miles. Down here, we have 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So we can either look up here what we did, or we can go back here. 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So 5, 2, 8, 8, 0 in 1 mile. So how do I get from 5,280 to 1? Well, I'm going to divide it by 5,280. So divide there. So that's from feet to miles. All right, now we have miles to yards and then some inches to yards and yards to inches. Let's do the miles to yards because if we go up here, we do have a conversion for miles to yards, and this you will be able to use forever. Well, for the most time that we have. So 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. So 1,760 yards. So 1,760 going to kind of slant down. Ooh, yeah. 6, 0. Need to copy that 0. Yards in 1 mile. So, how do I get from 1 to 1,760? Oh, yeah. I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 1,760 to get to 1,760. All right, last but not least, yards and inches. Inches and yards. So inches, of course I do have to make more ones. Our inches here and yards. So if I know there's 3 feet in 1 yard. So 3 feet is in 1 yard. So if I look over here, 3 feet, 1 yard. So I know that to get from feet to inches, we multiply by 3. Or I'm sorry, we multiply by 12. So if I have 3 times 12, that's going to be 36. So there are going to be 36, or 3 ruler lengths, 36 inches, so 12 and 12 and 12, or 12 times 3, for 1 yard. So how do I get from 36 to 1? Divide by 36. Easy peasy. All right, then, last but not least, yards to inches. 1 yard, we said, was 36 inches. 36 inches. So 1 to 36, we multiply by 36. And that's it, you guys. Don't stress about it. We can do it. Great job.